Hey, this is Ryan of Happy Healthy Vegan. How's it going, guys? Let me make sure I got my audio levels here. Everything looks cool. Make sure I can hear myself here. Yes, so how is it going, guys? It's Wednesday, 6:31 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Just getting started right now with the new live stream, with the new look here. That's what did today. I had some time. I was going, should I make a new video or should I try to tweak my live stream out a little bit? So I tweaked it out, and here I am, first time trying some new stuff here with you. I wasn't too like stoked with the last look I had. It looked too video gamey, and because I got the theme from a video game download. Anyway, I kind of made this one up on my own here. So anyway, cool. Glad to see you guys. What's that? Welcome time at Ryan. Your flavor blast tips for pasta worked amazingly. Oh yeah, I think last time, remember, you were asking me what do I do to make pasta a little more exciting. Yeah, I put in some spinach, maybe saute some mushrooms or put the mushrooms in with the pasta sauce. And I don't know if I mentioned nutritional yeast too. I like to pour a lot of nutritional yeast on as well. So those are my pasta tips. So I'm glad that worked. Hey, Johnny Bravo, how is it going? And Laura Mosley, wow, within like seconds here. I think I've been on like not even a minute. Thank you for the first super chat tip of the day, Laura Mosley. Thank you so much. Hey, have a great evening. Yes, thanks. Yeah, just kind of getting my evening started here, actually. Oh, let's see. Yeah, I have some new things happening here. The new graphic there. Actually, the same graphic, but I did a little bit more with it there. I've been trying to bump the font up a little bit. I was always complaining how I could never read the comment along with the super chat there. So I finally tweaked. I spent a few hours today tweaking this all out today. So thanks, Laura. Thanks for the super chat tip there. And yeah, me and Andrew having a pretty all right day. Had kind of a weird week. Like my mom's computer is like totally, it's been bugging her for a year. So finally she was going to buy one and she didn't know what to get. I said, no, I'll get you one. I ordered one like on Apple, and it came on Thursday, and surprisingly it showed up the next day. So I went to her house Sunday, set it up. Monday I went to the dentist. I don't know if you guys remember on the Friday live stream, if you're here, I took a little informal poll with you guys, like, should I go to the dentist? Because I've had this pain, this soreness that kind of comes and goes. Sometimes I won't feel it for a few months. But anyway, it's been happening since like summer, and it was getting worse and worse. It was bothering me Friday. It felt worse Saturday. It felt worse Sunday. Fortunately, I went and got into the dentist on Monday, and they were able to sort it out. I don't know if my dentist is fully vegan, Peter, but they are holistic dentists, meaning they don't fill with mercury fillings or anything like that. In fact, that's how I found them back in 2012 when I was looking to get my mercury amalgam fillings removed. And there's many ways to do it wrong, and there's only a few ways to do it right. Everyone working there needs to have proper respiration and stuff like that. Anyway, I did that there, and I've been going to them ever since. They're really good about keeping my gums cleaned out, and they're just a really cool dentistry. I know, Peter, you saw my Instagram post there. So yeah, Ryan Lum Rocks. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me there, and you will I posted about it there. I don't like to post about dentistry stuff on YouTube, but I will mention it to you guys in a live stream. So anyway, let's see what I see. A lot of questions and comments already. So let's see what you guys are asking here. But yeah, I got a new retro look here. I wasn't too excited with the more video game looking one I had. So that'd be cool to kind of put me in a TV here. Let's see, Can't Stop Blind. Ditto did the same in Las Vegas with the holistic dentist I found for the same reason. Yeah, mercury gone. And the reason why I was so concerned about mercury is I had a lot. I don't know what my parents were feeding me when I was a kid, but I had a lot of, and they were old too. They're ready to, I don't know if they're going to last the rest of my life or anything. So I figured that was a good time. I've been having mercury oozing out of my like mouth for decades. Probably not the greatest thing, So I got them removed, and yeah, I haven't looked back since. Yeah, and I like how they don't use mercury there whatsoever. And yeah, just kind of concerned about you being responsible, you the patient, for like taking care of your health. They tell you what's up with your individual situation. They give you instructions and whatever tools you might need. And Laura, you just had you had your first root canal. Oh, so sorry to hear that. I was kind of expecting from you guys, like when I was talking to you guys on Friday, that I'd probably need a root canal or something bad. Fortunately, it wasn't that bad. He just looked in within like 10, 20 seconds, saw this cavity, That was causing me so much pain, inflaming the nerve. I guess that's why I was feeling so much pain. And he fixed it pretty quickly, but he had to shoot me up with a ton of drugs because the nerve was so like inflamed that the normal amount of drugs didn't really like help. So he had to put in like a double amount. And I was almost like giggly, just from the normal drug. It's not supposed to be euphoric, but yeah, they I was feeling kind of almost laughing. I was just going, just have that. I don't feel anything. Just go and do it. And then he realized there on the same tooth, I was already numb. There's like a week old filling, not a mercury one, just some old filling was about to fall off. So he pulled that out, didn't feel a thing, and he refilled it all new. So I had like a 2-for-1. So I had a big day Monday. And I was kind of like not feeling that good yesterday from all the work and all the drugs and stuff. So anyway, I'm back in action today. Today's the first day I'm feeling normal. I mean, I was feeling weird all weekend with the sore tooth. I was feeling weird yesterday too. So anyway, let's see. Can't Stop Lying and I have the same story here. Yeah, very old feelings, many of them. That was me, a whole bunch. So I just figured, man, if I just had a few mercury feelings, I'd probably be cool with it. Most of you guys probably have a few mercury feelings, but back in the day, before 2012, you open up my mouth and look at it, just like silver mercury, just on all the caps basically. I mean, all the way. It was crazy looking. So anyway, cool. So let me see all your questions there. I didn't get a chance to say hi to Johnny, and I see Peter just left a super chat tip there on Streamlabs. Thanks so much, Peter. Have I ever ordered vegan food from a non-vegan restaurant and they actually served you meat? That happened once to me. Took a bite and realized right away, ooh, and you spat out. Good, spit out. That's the instant. I would have that gag reflex too. I have to say, no, that fortunately hasn't happened to me. The only time that's ever happened to me was at an Indian restaurant. And this was before we started our channel, like in our first couple years of being a fully 100% vegan. I think it was 2012, around the time I got my mercury fillings removed. Anyway, yeah, we were at an Indian restaurant and we ordered, we talked to the manager, made sure everything coming to us is vegan. He was really aware and he understood. He was being really cool, but his employees weren't as quiet on the ball, and they brought us, we ordered some mango drinks, maybe a lassi or something like that, and they brought us the mango drink. And I guess I took a sip. It's 8 years ago. I can't remember. I just remember complaining, hey, this got some dairy in it. And the manager like yelled at his employee, like, what are you doing? They're vegan. You're like, come on. They weren't even crowded. There's no excuse. But yeah, but fortunately, no, not at a restaurant. I think I've just been so like, can you guys help me? I have some dietary issues. I'm allergic to meat. I say that, vegan, allergic to meat. So they're usually really cool about that. I like to use the food allergy thing because, if you're vegan, they might just think you're, whatever. But a food allergy is like a medical thing. They don't want to be, liable for, any illness or hospitalization or you having a seizure in the restaurant. A vegan wouldn't have a seizure. A vegan might get pissed and spit it out. That's what I would do. But yeah, just I play that card, a food allergy. Hey, jam it. You're in Melbourne? I always forget you're in Melbourne. Melbourne. Has the Australian Open started yet? I know that was going to happen start in February. Let me know if that's been happening. I want to check that out. But thank you so much, Jamit, for the super chat tip there, Jamit. Much appreciated, guys. Let's see, Johnny Bravo. You had a very small cavity. Thankfully, you didn't need... I don't need anything. It needs to be done since it's so small. Well, yeah, I think I might have one of those still. I had something small. I said it doesn't need to be dealt with now, but it will eventually. So you probably have to go back, right, Johnny? I mean, yeah, if you have a cavity, they don't get better. They only get worse over time. Ooh, JL, your sister ordered a Beyond Burger. They actually gave her a beef burger. That's kind of scary because Beyond Burgers have the taste, the texture, the smell of like a burger, like a meat burger, So you might not notice right at first, if you're not paying attention. Yeah, I mean, it's obvious if you're looking, it's pretty obvious. But if you're just out with your friends, you had a beer or something, you just grab that, you might not notice for a bite or two, possibly. I don't know. Let me know. How did your sister figure that out? Let's see, Jill, they have trouble numbing your teeth too. Wow, I'm seeing all these people, the same stories as me. They had them worked on over the pandemic and had to be put to sleep. I didn't have to be put to sleep, but the normal, I thought it was Novocaine, but it's some other drug. I think it's I don't know, something like that. Anyway, it lasts like 3 hours, and for me, I was feeling it like 4 or 5 hours. I was googling how long does this thing last. I didn't even remember it lasting for so long. Just all numb in the jaw. But yeah, fortunately, it was so numb that they were able to do all that dental work there. Hey, M Bomb, what's up? Peter, yes, my mom loves Australian Opens. She loves tennis. Australian Open started. Cool. I'll see if I can catch any of it on my limited ESPN that I. No, I don't even have that. I don't know. I'll see what I can do. I definitely want to check out the Australian Open. It's one of my favorite ones to watch too, to be honest with you guys. I mean, because I think it's really special because it's the winter time here and seeing the Australian summer and the nice warm weather. Sometimes it's too warm, like 40 degrees Celsius or something like that. But it's just kind of nice to see the opposite side of the world, having their summer. And Australia looks beautiful. I'm always like wanting to move to Australia when I watch the Australian Open or when I would see surfing in Australia. So it's on my list of places I really, really want to go to sometime. Maybe even when I'm old, move there to retire or something if they'll let me in. It looks really cool out there. Okay, your sister that accidentally got the non-Beyond Burger. She got it to go, so obvious when she got it home. Okay, good in that sense, yeah. Because I said if you're out and you're drinking a beer with your friends, you might not notice for a bite or two, possibly. Let's see. Andre wants to know about my teeth. What do they replace my mercury fillings with? Is it they like when they replace Teflon with another chemical? No, my doctor's really into like He's looking for the best, least toxic. I remember I discussed this with him in great detail back in 2012. And we discussed in person, and we discussed this over email too. So I might be able to dig up my emails. I want to say it was some kind of composite resin, and he assured me, like, yeah, there is some toxicity right at first, for the first few seconds when it's setting, when the resin. If I remember, I'm speaking I'm just trying to remember the conversations. He assured me, like, long term, none or just nil, next to nothing. It might be some at first, as opposed to the constant, issues of mercury fillings. And I'm not doing this stream here to scare anyone of mercury fillings. I mean, Angie's got some, and if I just had what she had, I'd probably be fine for the rest of my days. But I just had so much, it's just I wanted to see what life would be like without having mercury fillings, all the time. I do have a gold crown, actually. They didn't fill the teeth with gold. They filled it, they removed the mercury fillings, if I remember right, and placed in some kind of composite, some kind of white stuff on there. Some kind of resin bond or something like that, which I just discussed its pros and cons. But the pros for me far outweighed leaving the mercury in forever. But yeah, I do have a gold crown, which this dentist put on too. Yeah, he said it'll probably last the rest of my life. Entirely honest, good question. I really don't know how to check my blood levels for mercury, any kind of mercury toxicity. I know that's not standard in a standard blood panel or lipid panel. So I suppose if you fork out the cash, you could probably get some kind of mercury toxicity test. I just don't know if it's worth it. I've had these things going now for 8 years. So I wouldn't be able to do it before and after. That would have been cool, huh? But right then I was, I was really in this era of just trying to make huge improvements in my life. It's my early days of vegan, so I was part of it too, So anyway, cool. All day. What's my favorite tofu recipe? Gotta check out the Happy Healthy Vegan Cookbook. My favorite one in here could be the tofu. Did she put the tofu scramble in this one? If not, there's the stir fry, which we mix in with tofu. Yeah, the tofu scramble. Let me show you that. Page 48 in the Happy Healthy Vegan Cookbook. Yeah, there's different ways to make it. You can kind of make it more chunky like this here, like big chunks, or you can cut it up, make it more looking like eggs or something like that. But that's probably my favorite tofu recipe that we make at home here. Happy Healthy Vegan Cookbook. It's on our store, shop.happyhealthyvegan. Oops. Yikes. I was about to paste the link there, and it was not what I had in mind there. It was to Streamlabs. Let me just give you our shop here. My bad. And we have the ebook as well. We have the physical book and the ebook. I just took a bunch of orders to the post office yesterday, so I'll probably be going back again on Friday. So if you want to get an order in, we'll autograph your book to you. That's my favorite recipe, is our tofu scramble. In fact, we're probably going to have that sucker maybe tonight for dinner if I'm lucky, or tomorrow, most likely, like for a lunch or something like that. Let's see, Lauren, for rewatching the live streams. Oh, is there an option to get rid of the frequent ads? There used to be one in the start, but last night it was very frequent. Yeah, I think YouTube started doing that automatically. Like, I'm going to speak from the point of view of a YouTube creator here. What I see when I especially for the live videos. When I do a live video, there's just like a box I check, like monetize it or not. It's really a slider, on or off. I just hit on. So I guess there might be somewhere else in the settings where I have to look to see if they, I know I've seen this more too when I watch people's longer videos. YouTube inserts all these ads throughout. It kind of breaks up your flow. It's kind of startling. I'll look into that because, yeah, I didn't say, hey, YouTube, put ads all over the live stream. Just, yeah, the normal one at the beginning, how it was when I started YouTube in 2013. I think just like in the last year they started doing that. So I'll look at that. But yeah, right off the bat, when I create these live streams in my YouTube creator thing here, I don't see a way to like say, yes, monetize the beginning, but don't put all those ads throughout. So I'll see what I can figure out. I'll Google it. I'll see what I can do. But yeah, that's annoying. I don't like seeing those either. But yeah, I think the one at the beginning's fair. That's the way, we've always done it. Julie, you're in Brisbane. Australian Open started this week and has been entertaining. Looking forward to see how Novak plays. Yeah, it seems to cause controversy. And speaking of you guys there in Brisbane, I heard this morning there was a tsunami alert, earthquake in the South Pacific, and sending a potential tsunami wave towards you guys. How did that work out? I didn't hear any more. I guess it was really gnarly. I would have heard some, but it was plenty of warning. So I guess, everyone had, ample time. Let's see. So let me know how that's going. Anonymous, wow, how many posts did you make there in like a minute, man? Totally like prolific there. How often do I live stream? About 2 or 3 times a week, something like that. So last time I live streamed, you were here, it was Friday evening, and here I am again on Wednesday. Like I said, just feeling better. I had to go to the dentist on Monday late afternoon, and I was just feeling kind of weird yesterday. Sorry, I'm back at it today. Let's see. The Liberation Pledge. Who asked that? Dan. I wonder if you have any thoughts on the quote Liberation Pledge that some vegans take. Yeah, for those of you who don't know what that is, I think if I remember right, the Liberation Pledge is a pledge to say that tell me if I got it right or not, that you're not gonna ever anymore like be like at a meal event, sit at the same table. I don't know how they define it, something like that, with people who are not also eating any vegan way. And I pretty much live like that, and have lived like that most of my time as a vegan. But I do make a couple exceptions, and it's pretty much so I can see my family. So because I realized after a while, like we have all these little nephews and nieces, and they're not getting they're not little as much anymore. They're getting big. I don't want to miss their whole like upbringing, so I make a part to like still be able to see my family, and but yeah, I mean, as much as I can, I don't want to eat with people eating meat. It just really bugs me. So I'll eat off to the side often, or we'll make a little plant-based corner with me and Angie and a couple of her sisters who like eating plant-based, even though they're not fully vegan. We'll make our own little thing going on. But yeah, I remember a year ago, I went to a Christmas on my mom's side, my Chinese side, and we went to the seafood restaurant. Yeah, we're eating like tofu and veggies and rice, but just watching all the stuff they're eating, it's just, it's so horrific. And I think Angie and I decided right then and there that we're probably not going to ever do that again, unless it's something we can't get out of, like a wedding or funeral or something like that. But yeah, I have mixed feelings about it. I like it, but I don't want to miss out on my family, but I don't really look forward to being in a situation like that for sure. All day. Did I listen to the Joe Rogan podcast with the Whole Foods CEO a couple months ago? No, I really don't listen to the Joe Rogan podcast. Only time I do is you guys telling me that, or hear about he's going to have some anti-vegan on, or he had some anti-vegan on. They said some stupid crap, or Joe went on this rant about how if you eat plants, you're destroying like all these, all these horrible things are happening. So yeah, that's when I watch Joe. I have no interest in watching Joe Rogan, to be honest with you. He's just a toxic fool. People say he's smart on other things that are not vegan. I don't know. I haven't seen him be all that brilliant, but when I see him, he's just this toxic masculinity role model for wannabe other toxic males and just doesn't know crap about veganism. And he is compromised Anonymous. Anonymous, it's a well-known fact. His largest sponsor is Butcher Box, which sells it sells death. It sends meat to your door, and they're a really horrible company in many ways. I mean, they have some of the worst reviews you see, like on I think is it Yelp or one of these online review sources. Just horrible customer experiences and customer service. But I'm starting to get a blister. I was soldering these headphones again earlier today. The wire keeps popping loose, so I did some more work on them, and God, I got my finger a little bit on it. It's like, yeah. Anyway, real deal. What food to start eating if you want to go vegan? I would say just look at the plant foods you already like, because going vegan isn't that weird, assuming you're already eating plants and not just eating carnivore or something crazy like that. Just think of the plants you like. Like for me as a dude, I mean, I've always liked, say, like, rice and beans and potatoes and bananas and corn and just think of all the plants you like to eat and just eat more of them. Just don't put the meat and dairy on the plate. But yeah, if you're new to it, yeah, get some like Beyond Burgers or fake meat or whatever, fake sausage, fake egg, whatever you want, because there's so many good things like that now which didn't really exist when I went vegan. So yeah, just more plants, and if you're new, have some of these plant-based meats to help you in the transition. Oh man, I just saw someone just sent me an email how they ordered our book, but they gave me the wrong address and it got sent back to me. Darn, that's something I'll have to do. So I will be going back to the post office sometime soon. So if you want to order the Happy Healthy Vegan Cookbook, get it in, and you'll get it sooner than rather than later. So anyway, let's see. Hey, Michael Dennis, what is up? Elena, re-ask your question. Yeah, if I'm not seeing, I'm scrolling up, I don't see your question, Elena. So just ask again. I'm just a simple man here. I'll try my best. If you really want to make sure I get it, you don't have to do this, but yeah, super chat will definitely flash it in my face. It'll separate it from everyone else's. Well, I just heard one come through right now from Peter, so that's one way to do it. But yeah, you can just ask it again. I'll try my best as a man that only could process so much information at one moment here. Okay, Peter's, thanks for the Streamlabs tip there, Peter. A liberation pledge is based on what they did during the Chinese foot binding days, where women's feet would be bound, and people said, no, we're not gonna bound our girl feet or let anyone marry anyone who has bound feet, and work to encouraging everyone else. Cool, and I'm glad that sounds like it's worked from what I understand. No, I'm with you. I mean, I do it out of just the sense it's gross, and it just it seems like, yeah, in some sense I might be saying, oh, it's okay that you're doing that, and it's not okay with me. So yeah, thanks for bringing up the context of that. But yeah, for the most part, I haven't taken the pledge, but I live by it like 99% of the time. I mean, I don't, basically, this is a true fact. I don't really go out with people who aren't vegan anymore. It's like, if you're going to be a friend of mine, you're going to be vegan. Because if not, I'm not going to go to some like non-vegan restaurant with you if you're my friend or something like that. So it's like a prerequisite now. You just got to be vegan or at least vegetarian to hang with me. Xavier, that was you. Okay, you messed up your address by one number. Did you just order, Xavier, or what? That's weird that you're in the live stream and you sent me this email right now. Because let me know, because the post office that I take the packages to is a totally different one where my PO box is. So let me know if I need to go back to the PO box to get your book, Xavier. So cool. I'm glad you're here right now and you emailed me at the same time. Okay, there's Elena. Let's see, Elena. Hopefully, I got your question. You're in transition, therefore, I do not have access to pots, pans, Pyrex, blender, juicer. I'm eating canned, bagged fruits, etc. You're out of ideas. Okay, so you can't really Let's see, what don't you don't have access to pots, pans, blenders, juicer. Yeah, I would say like canned food. Do you have like a microwave or something? But yeah, I would say yeah, I would be if I had in your situation like a go-to lunch would be like hopefully you have a refrigerator where you can keep some jelly like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich situation. I'd be doing sandwiches. Um, you could yeah, eat fruits obviously like you said there. I get by with eating a lot of bananas in the morning as part of my smoothie. Yeah, beans sound like your friend, like canned beans, canned stuff like that. How long are you gonna be in this situation? I guess takeout food is gonna be your friend right now too. I don't know which places are by you, and you can probably just if it's for a short amount of time, fast food help you out too. Um, but yeah, I know that would suck. But yeah, I just kind of think of it as like, yeah, what do I do when I'm on like holiday, on vacation? Yeah, I'm going out to other places. So let me know what you're doing there, what you've been eating. Now, if you guys have some ideas for Elena too, that would be awesome. Let's see, Lauren has a question about our plantains, beans, and beans recipe, which you might be able to know. You got to cook the plantains a little bit. Do you suggest any specific color for plantains? Yeah, like bananas, they should be yellow with a little bit of black. Not like solid black, like they look like they're rotted, but you definitely don't want green. Those are just, yeah, like green bananas, really starchy. I like them to the point where they're almost like able to be eaten. They're so ripe, they're able to be eaten without even cooking them, my plantains. I mean, yeah, we still cook them a little bit, like steam them or warm them up in some way. But yeah, I like them more very ripe without them, getting overripe. It's kind of a fine line. That's my preference. But yeah, if, any kind of yellow plantain will do in a pinch. But yeah, definitely not green. Often though, you're at the market and you're at the mercy of what they have. So often you have to get a green plantain and bring it home and wait like 2 weeks before you can eat them. Cool, you like the retro background. Awesome, Asm Bolden. Yeah, takeout can get expensive. I know what you mean. That's why, yeah, I don't like to go on vacation for terribly long. Maybe you could find some fast food, like even that's not that cheap, but like say a Del Taco, Taco Bell, Chipotle. You can get some, vegan items there, or it's takeout, but it's not like a dining restaurant price kind of takeout. Um, but yeah, if you can't heat anything up, you can't make your own burritos or anything like that. That is a setback. Yeah. If I don't know how long you're doing this for, Elena, but yeah, I would, yeah, eat fruit, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Gosh, what else? I guess I'm get some burritos at Del Taco. Yeah, Peter, there's some good tips from Peter there. Yeah, went to south of France, and there were zero vegan restaurants and pretty much no vegan options, but you found markets and made your own foods. Yeah, yeah. Well, see if any tips there, Peter. Any tips that you could give Elena, where she can make some food without having pots and pans and stuff like that. That would be cool, because that for me, that's like hands are tied. But that's like yeah, being on holiday like that. So let us know what you were doing there, Peter. That'd help me out. Help us all out here. Um, let's see. Favorite vegan restaurant? Oh, all vegan. I don't know. It might be Vin Loy and Cerritos. Not too far from us. It's a Asian, Southeast Asian fusion vegan restaurant that kind of specializes in tofu, but it's not like you just see big chunks of tofu. It's done very artistically and creatively. Let's see. So Peter is doing food that doesn't require pots and pans, um, not seeds, trail mix, and salads with vinegar in a bowl. Let's see. Hopefully, I understood what you read there. Hey, race lover. Yeah, what is tofu? Huh? I mean, there's a point when I in my uh, early YouTube years where I probably didn't have tofu for like a year or two, except maybe when I went out to an occasional like Asian, like Buddhist, vegan restaurant. But yeah, we didn't never like cooked with tofu here. Not never, but rarely. Now we'll have tofu once every like couple weeks or so. I'm kind of on a tofu renaissance of sorts here. Which do I like better, tofu or tempeh? I like them both. It's all good to me. Matt, any new music I've been working on? Yeah, but I've just had so many weird things. I'm working on like 3 songs right now. One is really close to done. I just need to get me and Angie back in here for one more night and do a little few more vocal overdubs, I think. We'll have another song pretty close to done. We're really, really, really close. Just always something seems to be coming up, But yes, we're working on several songs right now. Yeah, forgot the name of it, and I showed you guys that progressive house kind of trancey song remix that we did a few months ago. Unfortunately, that guy's like kind of dropped off the face of the planet again. I think he's bipolar and he's kind of in the receding from the world phase right now, so I'm not sure what's up with that, but if he doesn't get his thing together, hope he does. We like him and everything, but I want to put the song out ourselves because I think we did a cool job on that. But yeah, thanks, Matt. Thank you for that tip there, Matt. Let's see. Okay, since I was talking about that, I did talk about depression there, mental health issues. My Earth survival guide, deep question alert. Do I think of suicide, and why haven't you committed to it? What is my stance and or personal opinion? Like, why have I not committed suicide? Is that what you're asking? I mean, I need a little more context of what you're asking there. I mean, why haven't I? You're asking why haven't I killed myself? Give me a little more context there. The question's really disturbing. But yeah, I mean, have I thought of it? I mean, sure. I mean, I can imagine it, I guess, but I've never really seriously myself come to anything close to that. Like, no. But yeah, I mean, I have like any person, yeah, I have my moods, good times, bad times. I have like my blue side. I mean, look at the kind of music I make, guys. It's not like happy party music. It's really like like introspective. It's really reflective and deep, kind of depressing and kind of beautiful at the same time. So I have a rich inner emotional life. But yeah, I don't find myself wanting to do what you're talking about there, man. But yeah, let's just you want to rephrase that? Yeah, it's kind of a weird or not weird, just kind of a disturbing question there. Yeah, maybe you wrote something by mistake. Who knows? Cool, Matt. Our music, Love Spirals, helps your anxiety. Cool. I hope it's our music's the kind of thing that, even though it's kind of maybe emotionally challenging, it could be kind of dark a little bit, but it's ultimately a place of brightness. I use my music to kind of like, it's like almost like a therapy, a healing modality of dealing with like blueness and darkness and sadness and anxieties in life. Just trying to use those feelings and transforming them into something good, I guess. Instead of letting those negative mental states kind of like consume you and take you to darker places, I use that darkness and try to transform it into light and positivity. So anyway, cool. Thanks, Lauren. Thanks, guys. All right, let me get a little bit of water here and stay hydrated. I just love water. Water and smoothies. That's all I drink. You telling me to do LSD, Anonymous, or are you telling our other friend there, my Earth Survival Guide? I wouldn't recommend LSD. Maybe microdosing or something like that. LSD is so gnarly. I've told this people a million times. Why would anyone want to take something where you're like tripping for like 12, 13, 14 hours? That's way too long. We can do something like that. Psilocybin mushrooms, like 4 hours, perfect. And you're not dependent on some like underground chemist of unknown ethics and experience and skill to produce what you're taking there. I'd rather have just a mushroom that you can grow yourself, from spores. And yeah, but yeah, as far as like depression, yeah, I haven't tested this on myself, but I know microdosing has really gotten a lot more popular. I mean, I have microdosed in the past, but not to treat depression. So I know, yeah, I've seen read research that shows that microdosing has been shown to be useful in treating depressive states. So you might want to give that a shot. But yeah, I wouldn't suggest doing like 500 micrograms of LSD or anything like that. Let's see. M. Bond asking these hypothetical questions that sound fun. If I could pick one band slash singer to play music with in a concert, any time period, who would I choose? Wow. That's a good question because I could look at it from 2 points of view. One, just pure worship, like who's the greatest, and if I could be on that stage with them, what would I be? But you're saying play with them, like me actually contributing, and that opens up a whole other way of looking at it. That is tough. Hmm. I don't know. I mean, just off the top of my head, I think Pink Floyd would be pretty freaking awesome. Um, that'd be cool, a band that's still around. I'd love to jam with John Mayer sometime. That'd be rad too. Um, let's see what else. If I had my way. Also, I think a band I could like actually like fit in better, like stylistically wise, than Pink Floyd and John Mayer. Actually, be bands like say Slowdive or Cocteau Twins or something like that. Especially in the studio, I think I just fit in just like that. Just be able to just produce and contribute hardcore. I'd have a hard time doing that with John Mayer or David Gilmour sitting right next to me because they're so extremely talented, and my skill set's a little bit different than theirs is. But anyway, yeah, it would be fun. That's funny, Kay. Um, let's see what I missed there. Saffron for depression. Huh. Interesting. I've never heard that or tried that. Huh. Cool. I'm glad you guys are telling me about something I don't know. Most expensive spice. Huh. Anyways, um, let's see. Hey, tennis freak, what is up? Blue October, Jabrina? I know who Blue October is. What kind of music style is that? Peter, yes. Peter says I should create a separate YouTube channel about my music and all my instruments and stuff. I'm actually, I'm spread so thin in life, and I really think I put a lot of weight into thinking is this when if I have another project I want to work on, like last year and the year before I was running for city council, and I saw what kind of what it did to my time and balancing everything out. So I have been thinking about maybe I have so much gear I can review here and I get from other friends. I think about doing a music gear review channel. I already have my personal YouTube channel, which I never use. It's called Ryan Lum Rocks, just like my Instagram. So I already kind of have the branding set. Think about just music equipment and gears and maybe even listening and reactions. But I'm thinking about if I put something like that out like once every week or two, that could be cool. I don't think that would take too much time away from me doing what I do here. Because I don't have to leave here. Everything's right in here, so I don't have to leave my house and do all this weird stuff. So I might do that. I might try to get in like every week or so a music product review. I got guitars, electronics, all sorts of stuff here, so I might do that. So yeah, Peter, I've seriously been thinking seriously about that for this year. Maybe by next year it'll be something real. Who knows? maybe I'll be able to get into NAM, the music merchandise show, which never lets me in. But if I have a YouTube channel, maybe I'll finally be able to get in. Maybe that's I'll just do it so I can get into NAM. That'd be worth it on its own. I know I missed a few questions there. Vicky, do I like Beyond Meat products? I mean, I like them, Vicky. Good question, but I don't buy them all that often. Like, I think last year, I don't think I ate any Beyond Burgers, to be honest with you. But I know I like twice in the past, like maybe 2 or 3 months, I've had their Beyond Sausage. Angie like ordered that for us, and she made like a tofu scramble, I think. Or is it with the Follow Your Heart egg product? Anyway, plant-based scramble with the Beyond Sausage, and that was cool. Yeah, I mean, I like them, but we don't overly rely on them. I mean, we can go like, literally months and months without getting one of those like, high-tech, plant-based meats. Um, let's see, what's my favorite spice? I don't know, Steven. I don't really cook all that much. Angie's the chef. I mean, I use her spices. I don't have a favorite or anything like that. And I don't do wheat grass shots at all. If you do like them, that's cool. But yeah, I don't do them. And I'm not into caffeine at all, Anonymous. No, zero caffeine. I hate caffeine, basically. I don't like it how it makes me feel. I don't even like decaffeinated coffee. That can give me the jitters too. I don't like Mountain Dew and Sprite and all those heavy caffeine things. Coke. No, I'm anti-caffeine. At least for me, it just doesn't work well for my brain, my mind, my body. If it works for you guys, awesome. I'm just saying, me personally, it doesn't work into how I do things at all. Let's see, Eddie. I enjoy guitar playing way more. I mean, I got rid of my DJ turntables, if that tells you anything. I didn't need two Technics 1200s. Got rid of them. Just kept this old kind of audiophile. Well, it's not that old, but this audiophile kind of turntable here. And I don't do any DJing anymore, and I just have one deck, so that's cool. But no, guitar is my instrument. I've been playing that since like first grade or something like that. So yeah, it's always going to be my first instrument love for sure. Peter, yes, once in a while I'll drink like a green tea or some kind of like Asian tea on the rare occasions when I go and sit down in an Asian restaurant, which I haven't done for about a year now, or maybe longer. So yeah, I will have an Asian tea once in a blue moon, even without like being like in the situation right now when the restaurants are closed. I wouldn't go to probably a restaurant that gave me tea more than like 3 or 4 times a year, something like that. But yeah, I'll enjoy that. It's kind of more mellow. I don't feel as like cracked out, having like a cup of tea or two at an Asian restaurant. Maybe it's not as much caffeine in there. Not into kombucha. Let's see, Blue October, an alternative band. Never heard of them, Jabrina. I'll try to remember their name and check them out. Let's see. Let me get some more water here, guys. I just like water. I don't know what to tell you. Water and banana smoothies. That's my thing. Anonymous. Yeah, I've been alive for decades, and veganism was pretty much unheard of in the 90s. I mean, I think in the 90s, honestly, guys, to be completely honest with you, I knew one vegan, and that's it. I thought that was so weird. Like, whoa, you're like beyond vegetarian. There's something like beyond vegetarian. Because I tried going vegetarian in the early 90s, and I met a vegan in the late 90s. I go, wow, that's crazy. Like vegan, like no eggs or dairy or anything like that. So yeah, it wasn't that popular. You didn't go to the market and find like a vegan section and vegan burgers. I mean, there were gross plant-based burgers, but not like what they are now. So yeah, it was totally a different world. I'm saying if you're born in like 2000, you guys have no idea how unfortunate you guys are to not only have these products but the information. Back then, there wasn't like YouTube. That came out in like in 2006 or something like that. I mean, there's not much information to be found. You had to go to health stores and get magazines, and it was a totally different world as far as access to vegan information. But guess my water level as it diminishes. I know, I feel like I'm drinking it kind of quickly here, huh? Wow, Peter, you had a vegan restaurant in Victoria? That's awesome. Because to be completely honest with you, in the 90s, I honestly couldn't tell you if there were any like full on 100% vegan restaurants in the Southern California area. I knew there was one vegan restaurant in San Francisco, Millennia, something like that. It's gone now. But here in SoCal, I knew there was some like kind of like hippie vegetarian kind of restaurants. They didn't have any meat, but they might have had cheese or something like that. But I couldn't think of any full on 100% vegan restaurants in all of Southern California. If any of you guys know, let me know. But I didn't know of any. Yeah, it was tougher to be vegan back then. Totally. Like back then it was vegetarian, that's what people were turning back then, vegetarian. That was difficult enough. But now it's with all the information and the products and the popularity of plant-based foods and restaurants, it's easy to be vegan now. I would say it's actually easier now to be vegan than it was to say I'm sorry, be a vegetarian in 1990. Just it's to put it in that perspective. It's way easier to be vegan now. Yeah, Adrian. Yeah, follow your heart. A restaurant, yeah, long time restaurant. We went there one time in the valley. Yeah, yeah. They make good products too that you guys can get pretty much anywhere. But yeah, coconut water, Peter. I'll have that sometimes. Um, it's been a while though. When I was more into endurance sports like running, cycling, and stuff like that, I would put some coconut water into my banana smoothies. And now I don't bother with the coconut water because I'm not like running out of electrolytes, the kinds of the way I work out now. So no, I don't bother with coconut water. I save myself that like $3 or $4 a week or whatever, and put it into something else. Just seems like it's kind of like not needed right now. But yeah, that's kind of cool. Yeah, I will drink coconut water, but not on its own. Did Kafka go vegan in the 1800s? I don't know. I'm not really a student of like the full on history of veganism, and I can't imagine how how many like people did that, especially Westerners did that in the 1800s or even the early 1900s. Before 1950 even. Tip my hat to all of them, and if they made it work rather than like something they did for a short amount of time, but made it work, for long term. And Bond, wow, you've been around quite a long time then, man. Let's see, Jason, as a chef in the 90s, used to find vegetarian customers a pain in the butt, huh? But thankfully now there are heaps of options for all kinds of dietary requirements. And about time, right? And it's about time. We shouldn't expect everyone to eat the same way. I mean, forget about veganism for just a second. Just a second. I mean, half of the planet, over half of the people walking around on this planet are lactose intolerant. So why is cheese like such a staple of dishes when about one out of every two people eating that is going to have a bad reaction to it? So just that alone tells you we just can't have everyone eat the same. There are dietary requirements. Yeah, lactose intolerant, vegan. It's not that hard. It's really, I mean, it might have been then, but now especially, it's not that hard. Let's see. Um, let's see what else. Anything else I want to tell you guys here? I got a little moment where the questions kind of slowed down a little bit. Yeah, Peter, I've talked about psilocybin mushrooms. I haven't done them much lately. That was more something I was into, I guess you want to call it that, in the 90s. I'd take psilocybin mushrooms, I think about twice a year, like once every 6 months, and really like, specified environments. I didn't go out into public. I wasn't in clubs or concerts or Disneyland or anything like that. I did them in a shamanic kind of setting. But yeah, last time I did it was years ago, like around when we started our YouTube channel back then. It's been a long time. But yeah. What is my breakfast? It's pretty much always the same thing. I had the same thing today as I had yesterday and the day before. Banana smoothie with some. This time I put some blueberries on top and the Clean Machine green protein. Have you guys seen that? Probably showing you guys that 100 times there. It's duckweed. It's a plant. It's just a whole food plant. But I got it for it's just like a great supplement of sorts. It's got B12 and it's got amino acids, which is why I came. But it's got a bunch of other vitamins too. That's a pretty simple breakfast there. You like it when I itch my hair? It must be a nervous thing I do. I didn't even realize that. Oh yeah, Peter. Yeah, you as a vegan, yeah, you definitely want to hit up visit Disneyland when it's all back reopened. I always like to say Disneyland is kind of like going to a vegan festival. I mean, I feel like that because there's so many options. I can't possibly hit them all up. A, because my stomach's not big enough, and secondly, my wallet's not big enough. So we just kind of go to a couple places, but different ones at different times. But yeah, all of Disney's properties, like Downtown Disney. Disney California Adventure, Disneyland, and from what I understand, the Orlando Park, and yeah, it's just like a vegan, food paradise of sorts. There's vegan options. They're planned, and I think they probably had time to get it together now, but the pandemic I think has held it back. But they announced the plan last year to have at least one vegan option at every place, if not more. I think that's really cool. Like there's a lot of other theme parks around here where we looked at like, wow, what do we eat if we went to like Knott's Berry Farm, which Angie and I haven't been to in like since we've been together, but we really want to go though. But we're looking, God, they really don't have that many options. But Disneyland, there's like vegan stuff everywhere. That's why we love Disneyland. It's just like a fun place to go to, and you can eat all these cool different vegan foods. Let's see, Johnny, I'm not sure if you understand your question. Do I see my blood sugar spike high, and can you test it? I mean, I put my blood tests up here for you guys, like what, maybe 6 times in the past 7 years, and my fasting glucose is always like in the normal healthy, the reference range. So I'm not like diabetic. I'm not even pre-diabetic because I was put my hemoglobin A1C tests up, and that's always fine too. A lot of people think, yeah, with all the bananas and potatoes, all that carbohydrate, you're going to get diabetes. Like, no, most guys my age 53 are either diabetic or pre-diabetic. I'm neither. And what's their reason, right? And so I just want to dispel that myth that eating a high carb vegan diet will give you diabetes, when everyone I know who has diabetes, and I know several people, they don't eat like I do. They eat a bunch of meat and junk like that. So no, blood sugar spikes, maybe that is a problem for people who, like I mentioned there, who have these diabetic issues. Someone like me, healthy glucose levels, no markers for diabetes or pre-diabetes. If it spikes, I don't have a problem. I don't notice it. Everything's cool. Can I eat my breakfast 30 minutes later and see if it raised a lot? I mean, I don't have any, like, you want me to prick my thumb or something like that? I mean, isn't it normal for, some fluctuations? I thought I've seen studies that show that eating, fish can make people's blood spike higher than a meal of, like, say, potatoes, So, I mean, I thought that's a natural reaction. Insulin levels change according to like where you're at in your digestion. But the question is, does it cause anything unhealthy to happen to you? Are you going to become diabetic, pre-diabetic, whatever, some disease that follows from normal eating from food? And it depends what your diet is. Oh, I think you're right, Bauhaus Cure. That Mike the Vegan did test his. I'll look at that video. If I can somehow get a hold of that test, I'd be game to do that. Yeah, I mean, that sounds kind of cool. I don't like bleeding or anything like that, but I'll see if I can do that just for education's sake, and to share it with you guys, because I'm that kind of guy. I like to try things, see what happens. But I'm kind of with you, entirely honest. I've never worried about a blood sugar spike. Why? Because I am not at risk for disease according to all the many blood tests that I've had since I've been vegan. Yeah, who is Spike the Vegan? Just listen to me. No, just kidding. The thing is, I'm not a medical doctor, but is it a problem? I mean, if I have like my banana smoothies and my blood sugar rises, I mean, I think it should. I have my bananas in the morning after I've unintentionally been fasting. I go to bed, and wake up, I do my exercise, and then I have my smoothie. So I'm on a really empty stomach. So I would imagine, yeah, if I put 7 bananas in my body, yeah, my blood sugar would spike. But I'm sure the same thing would happen if I ate, some potatoes or some oatmeal. I don't think it's bad that eating food does that to you. That's just what happens when you eat food, especially on an empty stomach. But like I said, I'll give it a shot. I'll try to find Mike's video, or maybe I'll text Mike and ask him where he got how I can do that, because I want to give that a shot. Lotion? What brand of lotion do I buy? I don't really buy lotion there, okay? But interesting question. Um, Anonymous. I have smoothies, I said, pretty much every friggin' day. I mean, there's days where I don't, but I want to say it's more than 9 out of 10 days, like 19 out of 20 days, 29 out of 30 days, something like that. Even more than that. I mean, more like 39 out of 40 days, I'll have a smoothie, something like that. It's every breakfast. Yeah, like I said, 39 out of 40 breakfasts are smoothies. And that one who I don't, it's because I'm traveling or something like that, or Angie made me some big scramble or some oatmeal before I had a chance to make a smoothie. And even then, sometimes I'll just make a small smoothie. For me, a small smoothie is like 4 bananas, so I can have a little bit of my that the duckweed mixed in, after I worked out. So even on days where I don't really have a smoothie, sometimes I'll have a small smoothie, and that small smoothie is probably bigger than most of you guys have ever had a smoothie, or most non-vegans, I should say. So it's all relative. Jenny Perez, that's a good one. What do I tell people when they look at me like I'm crazy, saying you need protein and you can't get it from plants? I'll say, that's really interesting, because all plants have protein, and some plants are like complete monsters of protein. If you're really concerned about having a lot of protein, look at your legumes, all your beans, it's not hard to get protein, and as long as you're not like calorie restricting, fasting, something like that, if you eat normal amount of food, you're going to get sufficient protein. And if you really want a lot of protein, there's other plant sources you can look to. Like, so for me, legumes, like duckweed, there's, it's not a problem at all. It's just a myth. People that tell you that, you could just say, you don't understand. You're factually wrong there. It's all about truth, right? Truth matters, facts matter, and they're factually wrong. All plants have protein. So if they say you can't get protein from plants, they're just factually wrong. All plants have protein, and all plants have all 8 of the essential amino acids too. Some have more or less of particular ones, but they're all in there. So again, they're just misinformed. All right, cool. I'm glad you like that answer, Jenny. Uh, hey, Travis, what are plants? Plants are protein producers. Bone density test. No, never had that before. I'm pretty sure, yeah, I've never had one, because I'm sure I have strong bone density just from running all those years. Running builds up bone density. And all the jumping I'm doing now, weight training, these impact sports I'm into, like basketball, the plyometric work I'm doing, I'm pounding the ground. I'm sure I have pretty good bone density. So no, I've never bothered to get a bone density test before. Yeah, Ray, so I know how. Where do you get your protein? I get it on the dark street corner in the alleyway from my protein dealer. You can just do dumb jokes. When people say, where do you get your protein? You could say, I get my protein at Trader Joe's. Just be stupid with them, if you want. I buy it in this big jug here from Trader Joe's. Just say what you want. Just say, why do you work? Why is it when someone finds out that you're vegan that all of a sudden people worry about protein? Why is that? How come, you should turn the tables. How come is when you guys are not vegan, how come you don't see me telling you, hey, you should get your heart tested? You probably have advanced already heart disease or diabetes. How come we don't worry about that? Those are the meat eaters are higher risk of heart disease, diabetes, stroke, most common forms of cancer than vegans are. So we don't turn it on them like that. But anyway, Yeah, Michelle, great point. How many people do you know that are protein deficient? I tell you, pretty much everyone I hang out with is vegan, and I've yet to meet someone who's protein deficient. Just, it doesn't exist. I mean, you read all these articles, yeah, vegans have to worry about protein, blah, blah, blah. I mean, how many vegans have I met? I mean, thousands. I mean, you would think if it were an issue, I might know one or two, maybe. It just doesn't happen. It's ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous. Yeah, good point, Asaboldi. Yeah, bring up these beast animals that don't eat dead animals. Yeah, like gorillas, elephants, rhinos, cows. I mean, where does the mighty gorilla get his or her protein? Where does the mighty rhinoceros get his or her protein? They're not eating dead animals. They get it from plants. We do the same thing. And gorilla is a great example because unlike a rhino or an elephant, yeah, primates, they're in the same, our direct ancestors. So yeah, ask them where the gorilla gets their protein since they're eating like plants all day. Hey Vicky, thanks so much for the super chat tip there. Much appreciated. Thank you for always answering Matt and my questions. We enjoy you and Angie's content. Thanks so much, Vicky. I'm glad you and Matt enjoy watching us, and I hope you guys appreciate our particular way of uh, being vegan activists. Oh, yeah, all right. That was you for that super chat tip there. That all right sound. Yeah, I just programmed that in today. $5 and over gets the all right sound. I just thought I'd try that out to see what that was like. But yeah, I hope you guys appreciate our way of doing it. Just friendly, reasonable, and most importantly, I think more than anything, very fact based. I care about truth. I care about facts, evidence based. So I'll tell you when I'm kind of improvising or just talking about anecdotal things, but yeah, the advice I give you guys is based on science and fact. Like I just said there about the risks of disease, like heart disease, diabetes are greater for non-vegans than vegans, and that is fact-based. I just didn't make that up or anything. I could show you where that came from. So thank you, Vicky and Matt. God, what are you guys talking about here? Good points, can't stop lying. Yeah, once you see, like, yeah, people have eaten only potatoes for like 12 months in the case of SpudFit. Yeah, including athletes, you realize how truly stupid the protein argument is. Yeah, like, I mean, if he should have died, right? No, he shouldn't have. I mean, he actually picked a pretty good food. If you're going to mono a food for a year, and I don't recommend that, but if you're going to, potato's not a bad choice. A DNA test, Recetas? No, I definitely. I mean, if I can get one done independently, that would be cool and interesting. But I don't really want to do it through like those commercial providers like Me 23, whatever that's called. I know that they sell your data. Your data is not private. So I'm not excited about my DNA, which is a really personal thing, being shared in a kind of haphazard way, as I understand their business model, kind of like what Facebook does with our data. So as much as I'd like to see my DNA, I don't want those unintended things to happen. But like I said, if I can get it sequenced independently and have someone make some sense of it, that would be cool. So yes, I would like to, but I would like to do it in a transparent and honest way. I'd be really excited to do that. 23andMe, thank you. But yeah, I think the idea is awesome. I think it's great how we can like sequence DNA now, for relatively inexpensively and quickly. I think that's awesome. I just really bummed how business models are misusing that technology for profit in kind of unethical ways. It's all about privacy and transparency. If I don't trust the companies of transparency, I'm probably not going to do business with them unless I absolutely have to, and I don't have to in that case. Cool. Think it's a valid point, Recetas? All right, awesome. Um, yeah, who wants their data sold, especially if you're not really getting anything out of it? In fact, you're losing. You're losing your privacy. Who knows? That it might get sold to who knows? I don't know. It might be held against you at some point by like let's say a health insurance company. Who knows? Let's see. I know I'm missing some of your questions here. Let's see. What's up, Bauhaus Curry? You work for a major advertising agency. Every consumer choice you make is sold back to them. See, that's what I'm talking about there. Just research like Facebook's business model. How do they actually make money besides like you know, just research that. And if you want to read about the Cambridge Analytica fiasco that was related to Facebook in 2016, you'll see more about how our data is just kind of willy-nilly sold, given out, and it's kind of disturbing. So that's just like personal data, like your demographic things. You know, DNA is even more personal than that too. That's why I'm not too excited about getting a DNA test by those kinds of companies. Well, that's a good point, Race. I think you mean something else about someone getting your DNA, right? Maybe if you bought them dinner and they were good company, you wouldn't mind sharing your DNA. Is that what you're trying to say, Race? Race, what do we think of this tricks collapse? Do we need to like block them? Like, what the hell kind of comment is that, Race? Deal with that one for me if you can. Maybe I'm misreading it. I want a second brain's eyes on it. Um, let's see. Did we block them already? Let's see. Um, that looks like a stupid racist comment there. Maybe you mistyped, and I'm just going to put you on timeout. I just want to let people know we don't tolerate stupidity, especially if you're tying it to some kind of like racially insensitive comment. I have no tolerance, acceptance of anything like that. You know, myself being a person of color, I just don't not into racism. So if you're that kind of person, come to the wrong channel. Please go elsewhere. Okay, so anyway, let's see, James, B12 tablets. Yeah, why not? I mean, yeah, I wouldn't like depend on getting all my B12 solely from like fortified milk and other products like that. I mean, it just doesn't hurt to have some other kind of supplemented B12. Yeah, for years I was using a B12 spray that I liked. Lately, I've just been using my Clean Machine Green Protein, which has duckweed, which has bioavailable B12. And I always use nutritional yeast, which I believe has bioavailable B12 as well. So I'm just waiting to get my blood tested next to see how this little experiment I've been doing has. And I don't think I'm being foolish because, yeah, my B12 levels are high. Have you seen my blood test, guys? They're like in the top 1%. They're extremely strong. So if they fall down a little bit, and I have a nice safety margin to play with here. Yeah, Race, let's keep an eye on them. Yeah, I say we both timed them out at the same time. So if you're watching, dude, you mistype something, come back and rephrase it properly. But if you're going to say something dumb and racist, I personally will ban you unless race ever gets to you first. I have no problem banning racists from our social media. In fact, it kind of bothers me that, some people watching me are racist. It's like, ooh, if you're racist, no, go away. I don't want you. I really don't want you. Go somewhere else. Anyway, uh, um, Mary, your doc made you stop taking B12 for 3 months because it was too high. Wow. I wonder, are you in the United States? Because I know the scales, the units are different. Here, yeah, I mean, 200, 300 is kind of the low end of the safe, it's the reference range. Mine was like over 1,000. I was like, I think 1,100 or something like that. I don't know if you remember what your number was. Because I remember mine used to be like 400, then 500, then it started going up. It just kept going up every time I went back and got a blood test, it would just keep going up. It's peaked out around 1,100 the last couple of times. Just curious if you remember your number or not. Anonymous. No, we're cool with the moderators right now. Me and Race got it going on. There's not, we're cool. Thanks for offering though. Peter, I've been watching a bit. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I was watching some live stream earlier today from some of it. Yeah, I don't want to get too much into that right now, but it's pretty disturbing, what happened, the information that's come out, and it's really disturbing how the kind of just like the flippancy of some people in our Senate to inciting an armed insurrection. No biggie. It's cool. I mean, if that's not impeachable, what is? Breaking into like the DNC like Nixon did and taping phone calls. That's really not that bad. Like an armed insurrection with the possibility of people in our government being taken hostage or killed. That's 100 times worse. But yeah, it's just really disturbing to see people, elected officials, not really thinking, that's no big deal, So that's how I feel about that. It's sad personally, and it's just like, God, what do people from around the world, like Peter in Canada, think about that? Like, gee, there's elected officials. I just think that's totally all right. Anyway, let's get back to this. In Bond, plans to get back to the politics in the future? Yeah, maybe so. Not anytime soon, but I told you guys I learned how to do it better. I know what not to do, and I have a much more clear idea of how to properly do it. Not to say I'm an expert or anything like that, but I'm not a noob anymore. I know a bit more about how to run a campaign and what needs to be done. So if I can do it right, I might do it again. But yeah, no, I'm not itching to get back in anytime soon, to be honest with you. The insurrection is staged. It's funny how people were streaming it live on their like parlor, and these people were known. They were known. Like some of the people arrested were. I remember it was a newly elected state congressman, a GOP to West Virginia. I mean, these are known people. These are people who have a history on social media. So how can it be staged when all the people arrested are known people in these circles? That argument is completely bogus. You can say that, but all the truth. Tell me, how have they arrested one person who was not from those circles? Like they just found some weird guy like me. Just was there like pretending or something like that? All the people they have rounded up and arrested are known people that have supported this kind of the election was stolen nonsense. Anyway, yeah, I don't want to get into the politics right now. I'm just telling you how I feel about that. I just don't like misinformation, and that is just misinformation. Anonymous, you're changing the point here. Like I said, how come you just said it was staged, and how come all these people arrested are known, either like like I said, several people were elected GOP representatives in government. Some are just well known, like the QAnon shaman, people that have a history in these circles. They didn't arrest any like Antifa people. So anyway. Yeah, Anonymous. Yeah, it's a very conspiracy theory there, and let's just move on from that because that's just complete nonsense. You're disregarding the facts that I just stated there. All these people that got arrested are known people with a history of who they are. They weren't like just invented actors or something like that. Anyway, we're moving on, Anonymous. That's why we're not my moderator, because I might have to time you out if you keep this going. Okay, stop with it. Cool. All right, cool. Yeah, entirely honest. Yeah, I'm down with Canada, man. If it was just a little sunnier and warmer there, I'd be really itching to move to Canada. That's why I'm thinking Australia might be in my retirement future. Let's see, Bauhaus Cure. Yeah, you only moderators can post links Bauhaus Cure. So you're saying, can you see my comments? I kept trying to link to Google Analytics so you can see your data, but my comments are gone. Oh, what kind of data were you trying to link to, Bauhaus Cure? Let me know. Really curious. Yeah, no, let me know what it was. I want to know what you're trying to show me. I'm really curious. So please let me know what that was. Yeah, Mexico. I love Mexico too. Mexico's on my possible places in the future. Who knows? Yeah, I've had great experiences with Mexico. But yeah, wish Canada was just a little bit warmer. Lauren, you might move to LA for work. Cool. Oh, you want to show me what Google collected on me to cater ads towards you? Yeah, since I was talking about privacy and transparency, at least Google is, I think, is a bit more transparent than Facebook about what they collect. But that being said, I've been moving my online activity away from Google into other services that don't track you. Like for my primary search engine on my phone, and I think one of my web browsers, I switched it over to DuckDuckGo. I've been doing that now for like 2 months, and I don't feel like I'm getting inferior web results. They're just a little different, but I still find the information I'm looking for, but they're not tracking me and serving me weird ads and stuff like that. And now for mapping, since I use an iPhone, I just use Apple Maps. In fact, I'll just tell the thing, hey, I'll tell Siri to, hey, I want to go to wherever. It'll just pop it right up automatically on Apple Maps. They don't sell your data or anything like that. And yeah, just slowly kind of moving my services away from Google onto other services that don't profit from, yeah, your data and tracking you. So yeah, I'm coming along. I'm coming along. Ethan, yeah, you want me to search, yeah, Mexi vegan? I will definitely watch that at some point. Yeah, yeah, DuckDuckGo, yeah. And there's one. Do you guys know the name of it? It's one. I haven't used it yet, but I think now Apple allows you to have it be your default browser, like Google or DuckDuckGo or Bing. It's that one that plants a tree. All the ad money or their profits go to, their goal is to plant like so many million trees. Do you guys know what that one is? It's really cool. I should plug them in as my default and see if I like it, how I like it compared to DuckDuckGo. So yeah, so if I'm in a search, I'd like it to like make the world better rather than tracking and privacy being problems all the time. Yeah, Siri used to suck, Mary. I hated Siri up until like say like the last year or two. Siri's gotten a lot better. I mean, Apple's spending a lot of money to have Siri like be on par with like Google Assistant, Alexa, all that stuff. They knew they got left behind there. They're sleeping behind the wheel for like 5 years with Siri. But yeah, Siri's like really good now. I mean, I would say it's on par with all those, or at least really damn close. But yeah, I use Siri all the freaking time now. Seriously, more so than ever before, because it's that good now. Before it sucked. I wouldn't use something just because I liked it, but I hated it. No, I actually like it now. Ecosia, that's it. Thank you, Ray Server. They're the ones that plant trees. That's the web browser that plants trees. So if you really want to try to do some good for the world, yeah, move away from Google, Bing, and yeah, try DuckDuckGo. If you really want to help plant trees, Ecosia. So I should do that for my browser. I forgot where it was. But I remember somewhere in my settings there, I could select that one. I saw the press release about that. So I'll get that. Use that. How do you like it? How do you like that, Anonymous? How do you like its search results there? Anyone else use Ecosia? Am I pronouncing that right? Let me know if anyone else is using it and what your thoughts are. Thinking out loud, didn't you tell me that last time a show that non-vegans, how vegans can hike the Pacific Coast Trail? That's not my thing. I'm training totally differently than that. Someone else can hike the Pacific Coast Trail. Someone that's more in endurance and being outdoors for extended periods of time, away from their family for extended periods of time. So yeah, I know. I would love to see a vegan do that. Just not this vegan. The coaster give you a virus? Wow. Okay, thanks, Anonymous. You thought its search results were on par with like Google or Bing. Yeah, that's how I felt about DuckDuckGo. I didn't think my search results sucked. Just presented a little differently. So I'll try them out. Whichever browser I can have it be the default search engine, I will plug it in there. Peter, Scott Jurek, yes, the runner. He's a famous, like a legendary endurance runner, ultra marathoner. Scott Jurek, yeah, he ran the Appalachian Trail in record time with an injury too to boot. Yeah, so yeah, he should come and do the Pacific Coast Trail because yeah, that's the kind of person that should do this. The kind of training base I would have to build up to even think about doing that would take years. It would totally change my life. I'm just not down for that kind of change right now. I'm not. Plus, I have no motivation to do that. Bing is for anyone, any search engines for anyone. I'm just saying, yeah, I'm trying to move away from all the data tracking, privacy issues that are involved in being on the internet. I mean, you can't get away from it completely unless you're really super hardcore, but you can minimize it, you know? You can do better is you know. Anyway, that's what I'm trying to do, reduce that kind of online footprint. Let's see. Can't stop lying. Use DuckDuckGo generally. Yeah, I don't even really realize I don't use Google search on most of my browsers now. I think one still has it here on my main computer here. But yeah, I think everything else, my phone, tablet, all have DuckDuckGo. Whew. Yeah, that's true, Peter. I'm just saying, yeah, what I'm intentionally doing. I'm intentionally, you know, I was intentionally you know, using products and services that are tracking me all the time. And now too, like say Facebook. Um, Here's what I do now with Facebook. If you have Firefox, there's this new it's not new. It's maybe been out for like 6, 7, 8 months. A sandboxing feature, specifically which you can run your Facebook-owned apps in like Facebook and Instagram, and just run them in like a tab that's sandbox. Meaning, anything you do in that Facebook tab or window is not going to transfer out of it. It won't follow you to other websites you go to and track you and serve you ads and stuff like that. So that's how I use Facebook on the computer, just in that specific Firefox sandbox. So check that out if you don't want Facebook following you there on your computer. Wow, Bowsker, I hope our phones aren't recording our voice. Apple and Android, or what? And how's that working out? I mean, who's doing that? Is it the government, or is it like advertisers? And if so, how do they have access to that? Because on the iPhone, you have to like specifically grant access to any specific app, like yeah, like say Facebook wants to use your microphone and camera. Do you allow it? You have to actually opt in. So I'm wondering how does that happen? And are they doing it through like backdoor illegal means, or are they just using like the Facebook app in an improper way? I'm just kind of curious, because yeah, I'll be more careful. Think it's backdoors, Race? Well, hopefully they're not in all operating systems. Who knows though? Okay, interesting. Yeah, we're getting on some different topics today. Cool. Um, oh, in Thailand, yeah, the Snowden documentary. Did I see the Snowden documentary? I remember I saw his movie when I was out in the theater. That was cool. I can't say for sure if I saw the Snowden documentary on it's on Netflix. Damn, I just got rid of Netflix. So I'll have to remember to write that down or put it in my to-do list for the future. Yeah, machine learning. I know what you're talking about there about house cure. I'm a nerd. I'm a geek. Yeah, yeah. I know. Yeah, series connected to yeah machine learning and artificial intelligence. That's it's part of the deal there. But fortunately, it's not the kind of artificial intelligence that's tracking us, because that's not how Apple's business model works out. You meant the movie. Okay, I saw the movie there. Okay, there's not a documentary about Snowden. Okay, cool. You got me all, oh, I gotta see that. Sounds rad. And how do I feel about Snowden? I know people have asked me that. I think what he did was, I don't think he's a traitor. I think we as tax-paying citizens, because we're the ones funding the NSA, National Security Agency, we have a right to know if they are, tapping into like the internet service providers and grabbing our data and like listening on. So I think we have a right to know that, right? It's ultimately our country. Not to say we have a right to actually listen to the data that they're intercepting all sneakily. There's moral issues all around here, but I think we at least have a right to know that they're doing it. I think that's fair enough. I don't think it's so bad that the word of that got out. I mean, how is that so bad that he just informed the world what they're doing? He didn't like reveal any secrets, like, and here's the actual content of their messages. That's how I feel about that. Hey, Anuj, I remember you from the past live streams. Yeah, go vegan. Just give up. Yeah, you won't be constipated anymore. I mean, Like me, I don't want to get too personal. I poop 2 or 3 times a day, and they're easy. On the toilet just for like few seconds. It's not a big deal like it used to be when I was non-vegan. It just comes out really nice and easy. It's quick and easy. So yeah, constipation is not an issue. Eating, especially like I do, a lot of fiber, a lot of bananas, things flow really nice and easy. And I know that's the story with most other vegans that I know as well. So yeah, there's some solutions for you there, Anuj. Hey Peter, let's see. Okay, I didn't hear. Thanks for the comment on Streamlabs there, Peter. Elon's gonna put his neural chips now into monkeys next. Yeah, because I made a video last year when he was doing that to pigs. So he's stepping up to primates now. So I wasn't stoked when he was doing it to pigs. I tell you, I'm not excited about that at all. I know there's the PR that advocates of these neural implants put out is, oh, it's to help people with diseases. And I'm sure that can happen. That's not why a billionaire entrepreneur like Elon Musk is doing it, to help people with neural issues. He's trying to merge human brains with computers, with artificial intelligence, and anything that goes along with computers basically. So not too excited about that. And I mean, there's so many problems there. There's so many ethical issues that can happen. Like I've talked about before. I mean, we're talking about how the government can snoop and hack our phones and listen to us. And that's our government. I mean, imagine if you had adversarial groups hacking your brain or your government, who you could consider an adversary as, enemies. I mean, I'm saying just the whole aspect of having your mental life opened up to attack, to hacking, to tinkering, just so you can access a computer instantly. I don't know if the it's worth it all. So So who knows? Who knows if that technology will ultimately work? But I just think it opens up way too many moral and ethical issues, starting from testing on monkeys. Do they, do they have a say in this? He tries to say with the pigs, oh, they're treated really well and we don't kill them and stuff like that. I don't know if I can believe Elon Musk. He's not the most truthful, trustworthy person I've ever heard of. But then there's ethical issues that all the stuff I was talking about, the biohacking, the what happens when something goes wrong with the computers? How does that affect your brain? So I'm not into that. I mean, yeah. Anyway, let's move on from that one. Yeah. I don't know if AI is going to save us. I really don't. Elon Musk doesn't think AI is going to save us. He has some really serious concerns about AI. Yeah, I've raised too many mad scientists running around these days. I think I know your sentiment there. I mean, some things need to just be left alone. Just because you could put a neural implant into a brain doesn't mean you should. Remember, I've mentioned this analogy before. It's a fallacy. Just because something is possible, technologically possible, doesn't mean you ought to do it or that it is good to do. It just means you can do it. Being able to do something doesn't make it a virtue. It just means you can do something. Yeah, I've done this example before, so forgive me, but it's kind of graphic. But just it's technologically possible to take a crap on someone's head. You can do it. There's nothing preventing you technologically. You can crap on someone's head. Does it mean you ought to do it? No. Does it mean it is good to do? No. Just means you can do it. Kind of, the analogy is not perfect, but it's the same thing. Just because something is possible doesn't mean it's worthwhile to do. Yeah, I don't think Elon knows what he's getting into there. I agree with you 100%. They're anonymous. Yeah. You can't crap on their head if they're standing. Yeah, true, thinking out loud. But I said it's technologically possible. You have to work it out. You can get a ladder and stand above them, or you can get them to sit. There's many ways to technologically crap on someone's head. Yeah, you can't do it all the time to everyone, but if you work on it, you can You can do it. Peter, hey, if that's someone's thing, if that's someone's fetish, that's their thing. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying just because it's possible doesn't mean we ought to do it or that it is good to do. It's a fallacy to think, oh, we can do it. We all need to do this. No, doesn't mean we should all do that. Bauhaus Cure, this makes you want to listen to Radiohead? Why is that? Like OK Computer or something? Is that what you're thinking of? Ryan's thought a lot about this. No, AJ, I haven't thought a lot about this. I just recognize that fallacy. Just because something can be done, it's a fallacy to say that we ought to do it or it is good to do. It's just a fallacy. It's just something's possible. That's all there is to it. You can't say anything beyond it. It's just because it's possible. There's no more. That's the end of the story there. Yep, that's what I figured. Okay, computer. Um, let's see, Deanna. Yeah, I like to do. Yeah, my spirituality is really weird. It's really wrapped up in music and music making. But yeah, I have a yoga um, ritual that I do most mornings. It's kind of, it's not that long. Most people's yoga is like 30, 60 minutes. Mine's like maybe 5 minutes, but it kind of gets me focused and centered and ready to start the day. I don't do much meditating anymore, to be honest with you guys. Not that I dislike it. I really like it. I just haven't been building that into my routines, basically. I miss it. I should do more meditating. Do we have crystals? Yeah, I think we have a few. Like we don't like do anything weird or woo woo with them or anything like that. But we have a few odd crystals laying around here. Why do you ask? I mean, yeah, they're cool. They're they're fun. Not fun. They're just like nice to look at. Yeah, we're totally off topic. I wouldn't mind getting back onto veganism if you want. Yeah, I didn't mean to go on that question about Elon Musk and AI and just kind of run with it. But yeah, I want to talk about something else here. Yeah, I agree with you. Can't stop lying. I'm sure if I worked some or meditation back into my routine, I would have benefits from it. I really should. I really should. And a lot of things I want to do that I'm not doing. That's one thing I really should do because I know it seems like it takes time, but it pays back for itself. I think having your head focused and be able to more efficiently go through a day. Bob Fred. Actually, just look up the Vegan Society if you want to know what their take on veganism and vaccines is. Let me just go there too. They're the people that have the definition of veganism that I use all the time. I use this all the time. It's a way of living that seeks to exclude as much as practical and possible all forms of cruelty and exploitation to animals for food, clothing, or any other purpose. Yeah, I haven't memorized for the most part. Um, but they have let me go back to their position. I forgot where it's at on this website here, but the key point here is as far as possible and practicable. So I mean, yeah, I mean, as far as possible and practicable. I mean, pretty much every medication you take, except for aspirin. Somehow I read that aspirin has made it through without any kind of animal test. But anything, like when I went to the dentist yesterday and they gave me that Novocaine or the more powerful one, I'm sure that was tested somehow. I mean, if you take an ibuprofen, I'm sure that was tested. If you eat an Impossible Burger, that was tested. If you have Just Egg, that was tested. And every medication has been tested. So as much as practicable and possible, they don't want you to die. The Vegan Society doesn't want you to die. So as much as practical and possible. It didn't say you have to be 100% perfect or veganism is null and void. Well, we could be 100% vegan produce not pills in the sense that we're 100% vegan just as far as practical and possible. If I walk outside and step on a snail, doesn't mean I'm not vegan anymore. It's as much as possible and practical. Hey, Bauhaus Cure, thank you for the $2 tip there. Bauhaus Cure, much appreciated. But maybe you're right. Maybe I'm splitting hairs with you, produce not pills. Maybe that means I like to put it like this, produce not pills. Instead of 100% vegan, I like to say 100% perfection is impossible, because I like to point out that definition. Nowhere in their definition, which I'll pull back up again, do they say that it's about perfection. And if anything that might remotely cause some harm, directly, indirectly, if that happens, veganism is null and void. They don't. That's why I say as much as possible and practical. That doesn't mean, well, as far as possible and practical, well, I'm just going to have a dead animal burger tonight. That's not necessary. You don't need that. You can have a Beyond Burger. But anyway, hey, Uncle Walt. What is up, Uncle Walt? Good to see you. I'm not sure how much longer I would be on, Uncle Walt, but good to see you as always. Veganism, tattoos. Yeah, I know tons of vegans that have tattoos. Yeah, it's really common. And I know if you look around, you can specifically find tattoo places that use fully vegan inks. I don't know what the non-vegan inks have in them, but I guess, vegans are probably doing that before. Again, as much as practical and possible. And maybe that wasn't that practical or possible in the past, but now, yeah, if you seek it out, you can find a tattoo artist that use specifically vegan inks. Jake, actually, there's a slight difference in definition if you look up the word practical and practicable. Practical kind of, it should be pronounced, to make the meaning more clear, practicable, with something that can be practiced, which is different from practical. But there's a similar meaning. There is this. Look it up. But yeah, they could have put all three words in there: possible, practical, and practicable. I think all three would fit in fine with their definition. Okay, thanks, Race. Thank you. Wow, Bauhaus Cure. I didn't know that, because I know there's a history of a beautiful Japanese tattoo work. So I didn't know that some aspects of Japanese culture frown upon tattoos, since they have such a rich history of Japanese art tattoos. Huh, interesting. Oh, Angie sent me a link here. Let me go check it out. She sent me a link about tattoos. She must have heard me. I think she's taking a bath in the next room. Let's see. Um, Okay, let's see what she sent me here. I'm going to go to my web browser and go to the link she sent me. Let's see what she sent here. Vegan Society, the skinny on tattoos. What makes tattoos not vegan? Some inks still contain ingredients that are animal derived, like glycerin derived from animal fats, often used as a stabilizer, sometimes gelatin. All right, so yeah, I'll put this link here if you're interested. Uncle Walt, are you thinking about getting a tattoo by any chance? I'll put this link though into the chat. Let me see if I can do it from here or not. Ah, darn, I can't. I'll do it here. Here's the link that Angie sent me here, so I'll thank Angie for that. What kind of tattoo you think about getting, Uncle Walt? Just kind of curious. Um, oh, that's in Boulder. I made a video once about Simon and Martina. I think that's what I'm talking about. I think, yeah, they went to a restaurant in Korea or Japan where the cows were raised in this really like high end manner, that they all had like birth certificates, and you could see the lineage of all their family. And they thought that was cool, and I thought it was like horrific. I remember making a video about that, and some of their fans weren't too pleased with me. I didn't say they were bad people. I just said this isn't something to be celebrated. It just really shows you the humanity of these animals. You know, if you're tracing them to their grandparents, I mean, how is that any different from humans? We have a lineage just like that, and to think, oh, and then I'm going to eat them. I can't. It just blew my mind. Anyway, but I'll probably not get any tattoos. I'm 53 now, and never had a tattoo. And I kind of like my, my virgin skin, whatever you want to call it. It looks cool. Not to say I dislike the look of tattoos. I see some that look really rad. And I've always thought about getting maybe a real tiny one that you can't really see too often. But then I think, I'm just kind of I got to this far in life, as I'm saying, without having had a tattoo done. Maybe I was meant to not have a tattoo. Maybe I was just kind of meant to have my nice, skin, without any tats on it for forever. But yeah, I really like tattoos. I mean, yeah, I mean, I dig tattoos. I just don't know if I want one myself. But I appreciate a nice looking tattoo. Yeah, I can't stop lying. I think it was a Kobe beef thing that Martina and them are eating in Asia. Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah, if you saw, yeah, I did that video. Lead the way with a banana tattoo. Now, if I ever did, I'd probably get like a Chinese symbol, or maybe like I don't know how to read or write Chinese, but if I got someone like write my name in Chinese, that could be kind of cool, But I don't know. I'm probably not going to get one done. I don't really want to go under the needle or anything like that. Matching race lever tattoos. All right, screw getting my name down. I'll get your name down. I'll get that little icon you have of the man with the arms spread open. Race lever. Bob Fred. I'm not from Asia. I'm from California. But I have Chinese ancestry in me, if that's what you're asking. Yeah, if I ever got my name written in Chinese, I'd make sure about how scary that. I'd have a few people do it or read it. I would just wouldn't trust the first person. I'd probably ask an old person, like some of their 80s that came from China and knows Cantonese and can do it all the way my family would have done it. Rare, anonymous. I don't mean. I think a few studies I've seen in like Western countries like UK, America, roughly like 3% of the people are vegan. Maybe it's 4 now. So yeah, it's not a huge percentage, but yeah, it's roughly that. So it is kind of rare, but more and more people are aware of it. And the thing is about like vegan products, like Beyond Burgers and stuff like that. Most people that eat those are not vegan. So even though we might only represent 3% of the people, like more people that are not vegans are eating a lot of our food, vegan food, because it's just, it makes a lot of sense in so many ways. Is it 6%? Yeah, show me. Yeah, let me know what stats you have. I want to, I've been trying to track like what the numbers are and how long it will take for 50% of Americans to be vegan. I was doing some calculation on that. Let's see. Oh, Angie told me that my mom gave me a wax impression stamp with my Chinese character name. Wow, I don't even remember that. I just saw the text message here on my watch. Cool, that's good to know. But not to say I'll get a tattoo of it, but that's just kind of cool to know. I want to see that. I want to see what my Chinese name looks like. I guess I need to get some ink or something, and I don't know if I do it with wax or not. Anyway, in Cali, it must be like 10%. Yeah, maybe so, huh, Bob? I'm not sure. Maybe Southern California, it's maybe 6 or 7%, I'm guessing. If the national average is like 3%, we kind of probably skew higher here than, say, like in the South or something like that. What was the last meal I had? Let's see, for lunch. We made a dish out of here. Let me find it for you. I'll show you what we had for lunch. It was a one-pot meal. Oh, the first one, the Tuscan kale pilaf. This is what I had for lunch. I mean, not this exact one here. This is, from our book, but I had this for lunch today. We made it in the pressure cooker in about like 20 odd minutes. It's, brown rice, some dried mushrooms, some sun-dried tomatoes, kale, and some spices. Yeah, and beans. After we cook up in the pressure cooker, then we pour some. I think put some kidney beans in, mix it in, and yeah, it was our lunch. Pretty filling too. Yeah, we put in not only brown rice but wild rice. I think we might have that mentioned in the recipe here. That's an option. You can mix in brown and wild rice together, and it makes it even more delicious and more nutrient diverse. Let's see. Wow, that's trippy, Bauhaus Cure. It was your name, but not your name, huh? Interesting. Get a henna tattoo. I tell you, I'm thinking about dyeing my hair with henna. Yeah, just yes, because I don't want to bleach my hair white and then put a color on top. I'm just kind of like, there's no need to. It's like my hair is fine. It's not like I'm trying to hide anything, even though it is grayer now than it was like 7 years ago. But don't let VD know that. She'll say I'm going gray only because I'm vegan, and it's not normal for guys in their 50s to be more gray than they were in their 40s or 30s. But it still looks pretty good. But anyway, I think I'll just dye my hair just for the fun of it. I'm not trying to cover anything up. I thought it looked kind of cool with maybe a browner, slightly redder kind of hair vibe. What do you guys think? Should I dye my hair just like, not like a red, not like an orange red, just kind of like a brownish red, What you see it sometimes on Asians, like they have a redder tint to their hair. What do you think about that? Should I dye my hair red just for the hell of it, just because I can, And if it sucks, it's not like, it's a big deal. It's not like, I'm going out a lot or I'm gonna get fired from my job or something like that. So what do you think? What do you guys think? Should I dye my hair? And if so, maybe give me your color suggestions, You guys think I should do it? No, my hair is fine. I mean, I just want to do it just for fun. I think my hair is fine. I'm not like bummed on my hair or anything like that. I just wonder if I should just do it because it'd just be something fun to do. And the cool thing about henna, it washes out quickly. So if I don't like it, or if you guys don't like it, no worries. It'll wash out, in a month or two or something like that. I rock it with pigtails, Rays. I probably need my hair to be a little longer for pigtails to really work, but I still can rock a man bun, but get a perm too. No, that destroys my head. It'll fry my hair. I just want something that'll be like, relatively not bad for my hair. I want it to stay healthy because I got it healthier. Tell it to VD. Remember, you guys go to her channel, say, have you seen Ryan's hair now? It's so healthy. He got a little cut. He's been putting conditioner in finally, and it looks good. So stop making stupid videos about his hair, stupid idiot. But anyway, yeah. What was I saying there? Do a streak. Let's see. I don't know. I'll think about it. I think it'd be kind of fun to just have some fun with my hair, I haven't dyed it in like 20, 30 years, so it'd be kind of fun to have some fun. How about do underneath of it colored? That'd be cool. That sounds hard. I think we'll just put it on and just see how it goes. But I thought I read when you put henna on the first time, it's red, and then you need to like put another application to like darken it up. So I think the original red the first application might come out too red, but maybe I'll dig it. Who knows? I probably drive more traffic to her channel than she is. Who knows, huh? All right, color it. I think I'll color it. We just got to order it and then actually dedicate the time to doing it. So, spray on dye? There's such a thing? No way. Huh. Hunt sabs? I've never even heard of that, Jake. Don't know what that is. Anonymous. See, I'll find these links and take it down. Yeah, I know dumb idiots do that to any person's ebooks. It happens to everyone. I just have to go through one day and find all these guys like trying to steal our intellectual property. It happens in music. It sucks. Oh, no, I don't know about that in bond. No, I don't think Angie will want me to cut it too short. Anyway, let's see. What's your idea there, Race? Dye my hair the color of Angie's hair, then have her dye her hair to the color of mine at the same time. No way. No way will I have silverish blonde hair. No way. That'd just wreck my hair for sure. How would you take it down? Depends where the site's at. If it's an American hosted site, it's pretty easy to get claim intellectual property infringement. But yeah, it could be tougher depending on where it's at. You know, I mean, if they're operating in the United States, they have to operate under the rules and laws of our country. But if they're not, yeah, there's still ways to do it, but it could be tougher. Yeah, speaking of Angie, there's her Instagram down there. So please follow Angie on Instagram. See what Angie B is up to. Okay, guys, I'm hitting up on 2 hours here. So I should get going pretty soon. Get back to Angie and let's see. I think else I want to tell. If you guys have any video that you'd like me to respond to, let me know. If not, I have an idea. I think it was Peter told me last time. What do you guys think about this? I was thinking about just making, instead of responding to other people's nonsense, I thought I'd just put out some of my non-nonsense. I think Peter was asking me last time or a few weeks ago, hey, I should just make a video on why am I vegan or am I plant-based? Like, what do you think? Is that too basic of an idea, or should I make a video about how I feel about if do I consider myself vegan or plant-based? What's the difference? How do I feel about that? What do you think about that? Because I think I could do a nice little rap about that in front of the camera tomorrow. What do you guys think? Or if you guys have a better idea. But I've never made a video about that in our 7 years here about, am I vegan or am I plant-based, and how do I feel about that? Yeah, entirely honest. I think I'm just going to make more videos about me and Angie. That's something I've learned over the past year or so. I only want to make videos that I really want to make now. I'm just not trying to go for, sensationalistic titles and drama that gets big sleazy views. You get a lot of views, but it's sleazy, and you get a lot of just idiots in the comments. So I think I just want to do what I want to do. That's what I've kind of been evolving towards over the past year. I just want to do my thing and not really worry about trying to be big or whatever like that, because we're not big. So if I'm gonna just do what I want to do, I know I'm always going to be happy, unless the video comes out bad or something like that, but at least topics that I'm interested in. But I'm still always going to want to respond to the anti-vegan nonsense out there, since they're probably not going to go away anytime. Let's see. Real vegans do 3-hour live streams. Yeah, Race I did one last time, Race. I did a 3-hour live stream last time just for you. So I am a real vegan, damn it. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm just kind of over drama and responding to whenever someone does something stupid, so. What's that, Ben? Yeah, Angie put up a good point, raised a good point. Hey, Groovy Lisa, I'm about to go though. Angie said I'd be super busy if I responded to every time someone did something stupid, especially even about vegans doing stupid things. I don't really care if some vegans did something stupid, unless they quit being vegan and they blamed their vegan diet for all their problems. Then I'll respond, because then they're attacking veganism with anti-vegan nonsense. But other than that, I really don't care. But well, yeah, I want to be happy, pal. I want to just make videos that I really want to make, not that I feel like I need to make or have to make or whatever. And Angie feels the same way too. She really likes making the content that gives you guys just our lives, how we go about things, the food we eat, how simple and fun and not weird and affordable and not limiting it is to be vegan. I think it's important to get that message out. And so yeah, I think that's what we've been kind of evolving towards, just doing our own thing that we really authentically want to do. And hopefully you guys will appreciate that. Like I said, it doesn't attract the largest audience in the world or anything like that, but I believe that you guys that appreciate it really, really appreciate it, because it's kind of rare to find people just trying to just be honest and authentic about things and not just trying to be sensationalistic. So anyway, cool. I never really talked about that with you guys all that much, but yes, Angie and I are married. I think I saw Bridge Curly answer that for me. Let's see, anything else I want to say before I go. So yeah, maybe I'll make that video tomorrow about am I vegan or plant-based, just kind of give my thoughts about that whole vegan versus plant-based. How do I feel about it? What do I consider myself to be? Is there a difference? Because I have some thoughts about that. Rather than responding to some guy like Dr. Grande try to debunk veganism, making up pure nonsense with zero facts or evidence. So I'll talk about my thing instead of responding to some other guy's thing. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna get going, see what Angie's up to, and get ready for nighttime here, because it is getting a little late, 8:25 p.m. here on the Pacific Coast. So next live stream, I told you last week I was trying to make Friday become my regular thing, and Hopefully I won't break that in 1 week, but that's my plan, to come back Friday and do another live stream. I tell you, I'm going to try to buckle down and have one day that you can, like, you know, pretty much etch in stone. Fridays about like 6-ish p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I don't have the time down, but that's the time range right in there. So that's my goal there. Let's do another one on Friday. So plan that out, guys. Write that down in your calendars. And thanks, Race, for being race lover and keeping this chat all, you know, troll free. And thanks for all you guys for joining me here on your Wednesday or Thursday if you're overseas, for spending your time with me here tonight. And yeah, thanks for watching and appreciating what we do. And I'll be back soon. All right, guys. All right, see you guys later.